think they just accidentally told us who killed Nolan Wells, and I don't think they even realized it. But everybody is happy and celebrating this newfound information except one person. That person is Officer Tatum. But here's the thing. He got exposed today, too. These white folks exposed Officer Tatum's tea. His career is over after this, bruh. Because how can anybody take anything he says seriously after you hear what they just found out about Tatum?
I don't see how anybody ever took him seriously.
Earlier in the day yesterday, Cajun Navy, who, by the way, is the independent organization who went looking for Nolan and discovered Nolan Wells' body. They don't work for the family of Nolan Wells, and they don't work for the friends of Nolan Wells. They are an independent body. They released what they believe is the most likely orders of events leading up to Nolan Wells' death. Starts off that before 3:23 p.m., nobody really knows what took place before 3:23 p.m., but by all accounts, Nolan Wells was alive before 3:23 p.m. The reason why they don't believe that Nolan Wells was dead at this time is because there's like this photo of Nolan Wells in the water surrounded by boats. They're claiming the photo was taken around that time, 4:27. Now, once the friends got done with the emergency call that we heard, the audio where they were claiming they were sinking, once they got done with that call, and then whatever they had to do with the boat, there's a photo at 4:27 p.m. of them getting ready to go. At 4:31, they had left the island and they were sailing off. At 5 p.m., this is where the nonsense starts right here. This is where the nonsense starts, okay? Now, if we are to believe the friend, again, people, we have to explore different theories because we don't know exactly what took place. If we were to believe the friends and they said, hey, he was not with us, we have no idea where he was, but we ain't do nothing wrong. If we just take that into consideration for a moment, wouldn't these next 4 series of events be a little odd? So they, quote unquote, left at 4:31 p.m. At 5 p.m., all right, Matthew Lamp states a passenger was pretty certain a person was part of a group that was almost fighting around 5 p.m. He says the Bertram with blue top left shortly afterwards and fast, not believed to be a factor at this time. I beg a differ. And the reason I must beg a differ is because even Tatum, the dude who came out and said there's no evidence of any foul play happening, that Tatum, he was forced to admit through an eyewitness that someone saw Nolan get into a fight or an altercation with somebody else. And they DM'd that person, hey, you're going to jail. I seen what you did. You're going to jail. I seen you and Nolan having that altercation. I seen it. The person who Nolan had the altercation with have not been identified yet. We don't know their names.
Of course.
We don't know when the altercation took place.
There's multiple people involved.
I think they probably was fighting, bro. Held him underwater, drowned him, or he hit his head. They hit him upside his head with something. It's very fishy. You know what I'm saying? Something happened. Now they said, somebody seen a fight. I'm thinking, like they saying, they took the body back out there. They had to have. They took the body back out there, bro.
That may have seen Nolan last, but is not being truthful and coming forward as to what they saw, who was with him last. And we have various people that have come out or come to us with the information. And one was sent in a DM honing in on one particular person that may have been in an altercation with Nolan that alluded to the fact that, and I messaged this person because I want to talk directly to the person that I saw the DM from. And we haven't talked to this person yet. But the person said in the DM to another kid that is associated, not any of the kids that I interviewed to talk to, but that could be associated to some degree, that knew Nolan, that this person wrote a message saying, me and my husband saw you arguing with Nolan and to the effect of you're going to spend the rest of your life in prison.
That would mean that Nolan Wells was involved in an altercation that's unaccounted for, that has not really been accounted for yet. Nobody is stepping forward to speak on this altercation. We don't know when the altercation took place, how it took place. We know nothing about it. So hence, when you tell me there is also another altercation that's unaccounted for at about 5 p.m., after apparently Nolan Wells was saw around 4:27 p.m., an altercation around 5 p.m., according to y'all, took place.
You got to think so. They left at like 4:30, right? 5 o'clock, they reported someone seeing him get into a fight, right? They didn't leave the island yet. They didn't leave that island. They were not far. They weren't that far offshore. You know what I'm saying? My thing is though, like, bro, I think I seen a map of the island. Let me see if I could pull it up right quick. They said it was like some miles off of like the mainland Mississippi. Let's see. That was actually a good picture of it right there. I don't know if y'all can. I don't want to click that. It might expose my location. But if y'all can see, it's quite a distance. So who was letting these kids drive a boat? There was no adult. Whose boat is this? Is somebody parents' boat? They not driving. They just let the son drive all them miles offshore though. I mean, I think like in middle school, they fucked around trying to give us our boating license. Oh God, we took some type of test to where we could get like a boating license in like 7th grade, 8th grade or some shit. Oh God, I don't think I passed that shit or something. But it was like a class. It wasn't even like you drove a class. Like it wasn't like you drove a boat. It was, I don't know what the hell it was. They said boating license. I'm like, are you sure? We qualified? So maybe they can drive a boat on their own, but that far, you know. But who man, where we at?
And then by 7:30, nobody knew where Nolan Wells was. Yeah, I will beg a differ when you say, oh, this means nothing. Of course it means something. Nolan Wells was involved in an unaccounted for altercation, and that's being documented by the very people who is anti-conspiracy, who is anti the family, who is anti people like myself who believe Nolan Wells was murdered. So those same people is telling you there's an unaccounted for altercation that Nolan Wells was involved in. It was unaccounted for. And it took place right around this time, right around 5. Because by 7:30, by 6 p.m., no, there's no Nolan Wells. He's nowhere in sight. There were people who was actually on the island.
I'll tell you what happened, bro. He ended up dying, right? On the boat. They thought he got knocked out. Let's see if he wakes up. You know what I'm saying? He didn't end up waking up by the time they got back. They told the parents is covering this shit up too. By the time they got back, he did not wake up. They was panicking. They didn't know what to do. They figured, let's take him back out there when it's dark. People won't be out there. If there is anybody, it'll be dark. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did, bro. That's what they did.
They said they left at 7:30. They say, yo, we were one of the last people to leave the island. We would have seen Nolan if he was there. There was no sighting of Nolan. I can't remember the last time I saw Nolan. Last time I saw him was earlier in the day. But somehow this altercation that was so brutal and so violent and so bad that the people who was involved in it had to hop on their boat and leave immediately. Look right here where it says, right? Look, okay? Matthew Lim states a passenger was pretty certain a person was part of a group that was almost fighting around 5 p.m. He says the bedroom with blue top left shortly afterwards and fast. Now, I don't know why somebody would be leaving in a boat fast. What are you in a hurry for? If you were just involved in a little scuffle on the island, like you not, right? Like there's no police around to arrest you. Like, why are you leaving on that boat super fast? Like, what was the hurry?
This is emphasizing that it happened on the island, in that whoever this was ran and hopped on the boat. So my thing though, if someone is claiming that they seen this, right, and this is saying that this happened on the island, how you've seen the nigga run and get on the boat after you've seen a fight? Maybe you've seen it from a distance. That could be a thing, so you don't know what happened. It's just like, okay, there's clearly a lot of witnesses. Gotta be. What happened to Nolan? I'll tell you what it is, bro. He got on that boat. That's why his phone was on the boat. Bro's phone was on the boat. Unless they took it on some bully shit. Like, come on, man. Bro's phone was on the boat. He was on the boat. Something happened on the boat. He probably hit his head, but you would think if he hit his head though, with all these autopsies they've been doing, it would show that. So I don't fucking know, bro.
Like, what was the urgency?
Shit weird.
Police ain't about to arrest you. They're not there to arrest you. No, you were on the island. Look, you should be able to hop in your boat and sail off. For you to hop in that boat and you were running away from something. Now, I don't know what they were running away from. I honestly don't know what they're running away from. But you can't tell me that's not suspicious, bro. You can't tell me that timeline doesn't give you cause to pause. Now, here's the thing, though. Tatum hates the fact that KJ Navy released this timeline. The very people who claim that they just want to find out what happened to Nolan, we should start race hustling and stop race hustling, stop race grifting, just look at the facts. KJ Navy and independent source put out the facts, and we're looking at the facts, and guess what? They're now upset because they feel like KJ Navy took away from their narrative, and they're fueling the rumors and they're fueling the fire. I'm sorry, bro. This is a neutral, non-biased, company. They just put out the statements of facts, and the statements of facts, yet again, point in the direction of something really bad happened to Nolan Wells.
I'm not going to do that. We reviewed this thing, and it's a nothing burger. I don't even know why the Cajun Navy...
Look at all these people out here, bro. Don't you think if he would have died on that island in daytime, bro, before everybody left, unless he stayed on the island, somehow died, and he was the only one there, don't you think, like, there's plenty of fucking witnesses, bro? Where's the witnesses at? Why are the statements not clear to the public? You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because they solving this shit, and the truth is gonna come. It's gonna come. It's gonna come out. They ain't gonna get away with it, bro. Trust me.
Put this out. There's nothing there. Maybe it gives people fodder. They can create a lie because they know you're not going to read 26 pages. But I'm going to have Grant read the synopsis because we went through.
If Tatum is supposed to be neutral and unbiased, why do Tatum react so, he reacts just so defiantly against any piece of anything that's being put out that does not perfectly fit his narrative, or a narrative that, that people who think like him is putting out there. And then I saw this video, man, by this wonderful content creator called Jay Marie. And maybe, just maybe, this is the reason why Tatum is so defiant against anything that doesn't fit his narrative and the narrative that he's trying to perpetuate.
Why aren't we seeing footage of them returning that day? We know that Nolan was with them when they left. So why do they have this...
Right, what the fuck camera angle is this, bro? Like they got it, bro. They got all the information. It's 2026. What's the percentage? How many murders get solved on, like, what's the percentage? What's the percentage of murders that get solved in America? The national murder solve rate, known officially as the homicide clearance rate in the United States, hovers between 50 and 58%. That's actually lower than I thought it would be. This means roughly half of all murder cases result in an arrest or are cleared by exceptional means, a sharp drop from historical rates of over 90% in the 1960s. Does that even sound right? That don't even sound right. That shit don't even sound right. Yes, approximately 90% of all murders worldwide and in the United States are committed by men. Oh, hold on. The success rate of solving murders. Clearance rate for reported crimes varies by. So I guess it's like a 50-50 chance, I guess. You actually got a better chance than I thought you would. You know what I mean? Shit, they got, nigga, we might as well flip a coin on this shit. You know what I'm saying? Might as well flip a coin.
Security cams from that morning, but not that night. Whose grandparents lived there? Jack Spatalo, whose family owns a pharmacy. It goes back deeper than that because George Spatalo Sr., which is Jack's great-grandfather who is deceased, as it turns out, his great-grandfather was appointed and served on the staff of Mississippi Governor Cliff Finch. As you can see, I've confirmed Jack's relation to him. And as it turns out, Cliff Finch, well, he was in the Mississippi House of Representatives from 1960 to 1964 and supported racial segregation and backed the racist governor, to preserve segregation in the state. The federal grand jury conducted a 3-year-long investigation into his administration and several state agencies, and they were all accused of corruption and mismanagement. Finch was never found guilty himself, but some of his aides and appointees were indicted. And those sort of political connections seem to trickle down through the generations, so now we know why the governor got involved. And I started looking into the lawyer that's handling the defamation case from the Bart family. So from 2015 to 2018, he was state director of Americans for Prosperity. Then in 2018 to 2020, he was vice president of Stand Together while being vice president of Americans for Prosperity. Stand Together is a Charles Koch nonprofit, and Americans for Prosperity is a libertarian conservative political advocacy group affiliated with Charles Koch and David Koch. And if you don't know who the Koch brothers are, they're f***ing evil. Guess who's one of the major funders for Turning Point USA? Major donors for the Koch brothers also are primary financial pillars for Turning Point USA.
Of course they are.
Specifically, their camp.
They all work in cahoots, bro.
Operations. And guess who used to serve as the director of urban engagement?
If you tell me that somebody is connected to that person, that's connected to that person, and that person, and that person, I might tell you, maybe you reach it. But when it comes to Tatum, no. Tatum is so openly contradictory, hypocritical, boldly, blatantly bought out when it comes to this Nolan Wall situation that you have to ask yourself why. Like, why would somebody risk their integrity, risk their good name, their face card? Why would somebody risk their credibility for something that has nothing to do with him, essentially? But now we know the answer. Now we know. Now we know why they only reached out to Officer Tatum out of everybody.
That's really crazy. Like, you gotta really think about when you hear stories and shit like this, though, sometimes, bro. Especially whenever it gets a major mainstream push, bro. You gotta really be careful with shit like that, bro. Cause do you see how all that shit just plays in cahoots? That's nasty work, bro. And here they got Officers Tatum doing damage control, nigga. Paid for that. We know he get paid. Damage control. Who is he to have? Where is he from? Is he even from Mississippi? Where is Officer Tatum from? He's from Texas. I think I knew that. He's from Dallas, bro. He's not even from Mississippi. Who is he to the family, to any of them? Who the fuck? He's just a YouTube nigga. I mean, not really though, because you know he put in position. That you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? This could be a whole just orchestrated plot, bro. Or it could be a real situation that they want to use as an agenda, you know. Cause that don't make no fucking sense. What do you mean Brandon Tatum has access to in contact with the families and shit? And then they said Charleston White was helping. No, that was Melo. That was Melo, I believe. Carmelo. Not this situation. Nah. But that
isn't that strange? They could have reached out to Law and Crime. They could have reached out to TMZ. They could have reached out to a million different outlets. They reached out to Officer Tatum and Officer Tatum only.
Right.
He's the person they chose to come and sit down with the kids to have a conversation. And now we probably know why they chose him, because they're all connected.
Man, that's crazy. That's nasty.
They all are connected. Tatum was brought in to do damage control. And I'll be real with y'all. Right? I'll be real with y'all.
Bro, that ooh. You gotta have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, bro. That shit really like irks me. I really kind of feel some type of way about that, bro. I really feel some type of way about that. And look how hard the internet's gonna fight for Nolan Wells. And I hate to say it, but no justice may never come. Or it's gonna take a while. When it didn't have to take you. We just seen that 4K video footage of them niggas at the dock. Where's the rest of that? You know they only release piece by piece.
He has done a wonderful job in stirring up white folks.
I know everything though.
He has done a wonderful job in galvanizing white folks. See, he can't galvanize black folks. We don't respect him. He don't got that cachet. He's like he can't show up and get nothing done. But he has done a beautiful job at galvanizing white folks against Nolan Wells' family. The most sickening part about all of this, right, was when Tatum says he's not donating to Nolan Wells' GoFundMe because he don't know what happened yet, right? And he has gone on this absolute tirade for the last couple of weeks where he's saying, oh my God, the family is in this for money. Benjamin Crump is in this for money. He has critiqued the fundraiser. He has critiqued the Give, Send, Go. He has critiqued everything about this family raising money after Nolan Wells passed. But here is Tatum reacting to Nolan Wells' friends asking for $200,000 on a GoFundMe. On a Give, Send, Go. Here is his reaction to this. Now you're about to witness how biased and just like clearly void of all principle this man is.
So anybody that believes that these boys need legal fees taken care of or whatever else they need, go ahead and support.
I heard they I mean, clearly they can afford boats to just send their kids off to go to Horn Island. I heard that some of their parents were doctors and lawyers and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So why do they need to raise money when nothing happened to them? What are they raising money for? Oh, they're preparing for defense. That's what they're doing. Yeah.
Go ahead and support. And let me tell you, in my heart of hearts, after reviewing all,
because they seen how much money and how they look, they peeping that Carmelo Anthony situation. They could end up like Carmelo Anthony's family, parents, where they lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And they judges too. I think some of they parents is judges and shit. Like, come on, man, come on.
this stuff and listening to everything, I want to support them. I'm trying to be fair, and I can give them a popularity. You know, I can push it out there and let y'all make an opportunity at it. I'm gonna try to be fair until the conclusion of the case. That I'm not gonna give to either GoFundMe or Gifts and Goes. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'll put it out there if y'all want to support.
There's absolutely nothing fair about what Tatum is doing.
So did you put out Nolan Wells too, or did he just put out that one?
Tatum has never shared Nolan Wells like GoFundMe.
Of course not. Of course
Or
not.
Gifts and Go. He's never shared any fundraiser belonging for Nolan Wells. Even towards the very beginning, Tatum never shared any GoFundMes for Nolan Wells' family to hire, like professionals and private investigators and other things. He didn't donate, not once, as he just admitted. He never shared their GoFundMe link, but Tatum is in his comment section sharing the Gifts and Go link, which just happens to be a Gifts and Go that's to fund legal fees for them to sue Benjamin Crump and Nolan Wells' family.
Yeah, Gives and Go to support Nolan Wells' friends, his friends.
So Tatum is saying, man, well, I'm trying to be fair. I'm not going to give.
Yeah, support his friends that are alive and can breathe fucking air on their own free will. Right. Let's support them, but not the person's family that just mysteriously fucking died. Like that, wow.
But if you guys want to give, here's a link. Why you ain't never shared Nolan Wells' link? Tatum, you are a despicable human being you are going as
Some of these people, y'all have got to be careful. Because I be posting some shit. If y'all see some of my clips, my shorts, my TikToks, I be on there rage baiting and trolling, and not everything you see from me is true. What I'm saying is, Officer Tatum is an actor. He's really good at what he does. He could talk good. Gotta be careful of these people that talk real good. They don't say they don't say you know what I'm saying 100 times. They don't stutter. They're professional talkers. That's why Tatum is in the position that he's in. You know, they're able to sell you not necessarily an image, but they can sell it to you. They're salesmen. They're con artists. Nothing more, nothing less, bro.
Tatum, you are a despicable human being you are going at some point in life, I don't know when, probably in the afterlife, you're going to have to reap what you're sowing, bro. You're going to have to be accountable for all the evil you're doing on earth. This is just evil. There's no way to put this is just evil. There's no other way to cut it. This is just evil. You're picking and picking and picking and picking and picking at this family. Leave them alone. If you don't support, but why continue to talk about them and berate them? They're grieving. Leave them alone. Leave a grieving family alone, bro. Stop.
It is so that white people could say, look at the black guy. He agrees with us. He has sense. He's not chimping out. That's what Officer Tatum is used to do. Tatum is in the position that he's in because he runs cover for racists. He's a bona fide black, white supremacist. Uncle Ruckus, yeah. Damage control, that's what he does. But that's why I said, like, how he got the job is he can sell it to you. He believes all right, you tell me I need to be a racist Uncle Ruckus. No problem. And that's the role he played. You know how an actor, whenever they're playing, like, say, all right, Jeffrey Dahmer, the Netflix documentary, perfect example. Dude had to study that and really live that day to day to be that. Officer Tatum is no different than that, bro. And a lot of these people that you see on the internet, 9 times out of 10, they're no different than that.
Stop it. Like, what's wrong with you? He's talking about, hey, to be fair. Man, ain't nothing fair about this, man. But yo, let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this, okay? Y'all.
Yeah, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We on the road to 1 million. If you ain't hit that like button, subscribe button, and turned on all notifications, slap the dog shit about yourself. Cause that's the first thing you should have did when you clicked on this video. I get at you on the next one, and I'm gone. T.Y. Peter 9.